Hi, everybody. Jean Humbrecht with Humbrecht Law, criminal and traffic defense attorney in Manassas, Virginia. Welcome to my Wednesday local business spotlight. Today I have a repeat guest. My guest is Jessica Root, who is the executive director at House of Mercy, but today she's here to talk to us in her role as president of the Prince William chapter of the Catholic Business Association. So actually, I will give a very brief description of that association, and I will turn it over to Jessica. So the Catholic Business Network, why did I say association? I'm so tired. Catholic Business Network of Prince William County's mission is to promote business networking, Catholic education, and the integration of our faith and work among business professionals in Prince William County. So Jessica, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I will start sharing this in the different networking groups, and then we will take questions as they come in.
Awesome. Hi everyone. Good evening or good afternoon. Whatever it is. 4 o'clock on a Wednesday, whatever you think this is in the part of the day there. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks, Jean, for having me on. I've been part of the Catholic Business Network for Prince William County for since I moved here about 5 years ago. Of course, we took a hiatus for COVID, but this year we came back in droves. So we have a very exciting group, and we've had anywhere from about 20 to up to about 65 people join us for our monthly meetings. So it's super exciting to just meet together, have this group to help support Catholic education in our diocese, as well as network with other Catholic business people. We've made a lot of great connections through this group in supporting each other with our faith and our businesses, and just to make better connections and build relationships. We've been trying to this year do a few different things throughout the year. So not just kind of going to listen to a talk and just networking, but networking with different kinds of events. So we had a fun member-only speed networking in January. So that was the first time we did that. It was a really big success. Everyone loved it who was there. So we're going to try to do that again this coming year and open it up to everybody to have a larger event for that. We had a Lenten retreat. We joined each other for adoration and then some networking after in March. And we've had a couple great speakers. We've met at different locations, breweries and restaurants and parishes and things like that. So we try to kind of change it up, the day, the time, the location, the event style. So anybody can kind of find the fit for them and what's helpful for them. So we're always looking for more people to join us. It's just a really great group to be in.
So I guess the first question, I'm going to ask some questions I know the answer to. So the first question, if you could, maybe somebody that's watching that doesn't do a lot of networking or is thinking about getting into it, can you explain to them, the benefits of being in an organization, coming to events that an organization like this would have, not just for networking purposes, but also for Catholic people who want to be around like-minded people. Can you explain why, in a little more detail, why this might be a good group for them?
Sure. Yeah. So, I mean, I think there's lots of benefits, and I think it's always what you put into it is what you get out of it. I think there's opportunities, there's tons of networking groups out there. And so I think each one of them has a little bit different, maybe goal or focus. And so a lot of them have mainly the focus to get more business, right? So sometimes, I go to a networking group and it's all salespeople or all insurance agents or real estate agents or something like that, where you have a lot of individuals who are really vying for clients and relying on people to kind of give them new clients and new, leads basically for their business to really grow their business, right? Which is great. And I think that's really important, obviously, to grow a business. I think we do that absolutely in Catholic Business Network. But being a faith-based group, I think there's a little bit more focus on supporting each other in our, ideals and our beliefs, and just kind of coming together to, it's hard to put into words sometimes. It's one of those things where like I personally don't go to Catholic Business Network just to like find new partners, although I do find a lot of new partners, right? I don't really go to to gain something for our nonprofit, to gain new people to volunteer, to gain new donors, although I do, but I go there because, I'm always trying to be the best person I can be to represent my faith and my business. I'm trying to, learn more about the church, learn more about how I can support other Catholic business people. And so it's more of a growth opportunity for me, I guess. And it's a way to kind of meet others who are really striving to live those really high ideals, and also be running a business, because it's increasingly, I think, harder and harder in our secular society today to, when we have, certain laws being passed, or certain struggles with religious freedom, or certain struggles with, insurance packs, or whatever, that might go against our faith, like, well, what are other businesses doing? Like how are they surviving? Like, how are they thriving in this environment, And I think it's really supportive to kind of go meet other people in this environment, get to build relationships with people. Like, you get a lot of, business connections, you get a lot of out of it, business wise, but I think it's just a different environment than some other networking groups where I can really kind of be more open about my faith, and more like strategizing with, like you said, like-minded people about our faith and how we're running our businesses, in a really, top-notch way, in a really ethical way, like, and we're thriving doing so, above other businesses, other secular businesses, which is really fascinating and awesome, to do it that way. So, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling at this point, I think, but
no, you're totally making sense. And the ethical component, I'm glad I asked that question, because I'm glad you brought that up, running your business in an ethical way and thriving in an ethical way, because we all know there are a lot of people out there who do not run businesses in ethical ways, or participate in, actions and behaviors that are not ethical. And when you're, the goal of this group is for people to be around other people who run their businesses ethically. So if you refer, there's somebody who's a financial advisor that you meet at the Catholic Business Network, you get to know him, or her after a couple different meetings, that person is going to be, a stand up, you don't have to worry about, taking advantage of somebody or things like that. So I think that was a really good point to bring up.
Yeah, there is kind of like a, almost an automatic trust, in the sense of like, this, if somebody else is living their life the same way you are, in this environment, and, they're striving to have their business on certain standards, then there is a certain kind of automatic trust there. And, like, when you send your client to that person, like, they are going to be taken care of, and it's interesting because, I'm running a Catholic food pantry here, a Catholic nonprofit. So it seems obvious, that we should have high standards here, and like in the nonprofit sector in general, but it's not always the case. So it's very, it's so uplifting, and I feel so much support within the group, and the camaraderie, that you can really kind of learn a lot, from each other. So it's more than that, more than just, getting a business connection, but really supporting each other. Yeah.
So the way that you're describing it to somebody who's never been to one of the events would be like professional development, to be able to grow as a business person, and be surrounded by like-minded individuals. And just as a result of that, you will get business leads, because people, know, like, and trust you, and they're going to refer you. So it's not, you don't go there directly to get the leads. You go there for the personal and professional development, and the leads will just come. Is that a good way to describe it?
I think that's perfect. Yeah. I mean, I think, some people do go there to get the lead sort of thing, but I think most of us go there for the support, and it's just an automatic, improvement for our business because we love to share, with each other and stuff like that. So yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, let me ask you another question, again, which I know the answer to. But you mentioned events. Well, I have two questions, actually. I don't want to forget my second one. You mentioned events that the organization has done. So when somebody hears Catholic Business Network, they might think it's all, at a church or all religious events. So can you describe to people, I know it's kind of revamping after COVID, but can you describe to people kind of the variety of events and the projection of where you think it's going to go in the future?
Sure. Yeah. So, we're first of all, just really quickly mention, and I probably will at the end too, but like our next event is going to actually be Saturday, June 10th at Christendom College. So we're super excited. They just built a brand new chapel there. So we're going to go meet over there and enjoy mass together, and then a private tour of the chapel, and then we'll go to a winery afterwards to network and spend some time together. So it's going to be a super exciting event. We invite everybody to come out for that event. You can go on our website to register, cbn.org or cbnnova.org, sorry. And that's going to be our last event for like this summer, and the board and some people who have been super involved are going to get together and plan our next year. So if anybody has any suggestions, feel free to reach out to any of the board, including myself or Jean here. So it's really this dichotomy of the faith and business. So we love to keep it that way. So this past year, we've kind of tried to alternate a little bit, maybe 1 month it's more business focused. So we have a more business focused activity or speaker. And then the next month might be more faith focused, still with a business mindset, but, maybe more faith focused activity or a faith focused speaker. So we try to kind of do both things based on, kind of what speakers we have available or what events we want to do, what locations we have. So like the last one in May, a couple weeks ago, was a priest who spent some time during the Banneker mission. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And so he spoke a little bit about that, but with kind of the lens of running a business. So, and we met at a parish versus, I'm totally blanking on some of our events we've had this year.
Well, we had the speed networking at K&O Distillery.
Right. Yes, we had the speed networking. So that was definitely more focused on businesses, getting to know each other, building relationships, and really giving each other some leads, talking about, oh, hey, like this is my business. Like the people I'm looking for are this. So that was very business focused. And then, we've had some other kind of more social events as well. So we've had just like a social hour at a pub in the evening. We've had, we had a big Christmas party in December. So we've kind of had a variety, and we want to keep it that way, I think, to kind of, because we want it to be faith focused, but also business focused. So, and just building relationships, really building a great group of people. So.
And we had the Teacher Appreciation Awards in April. You want to tell everybody about that?
Yeah. So like Jean said at the beginning, like our part of our mission is directly focused on supporting Catholic education. So the Prince William chapter specifically has taken on a number of years ago the teacher awards, and so it's really exciting. We choose from the teachers in our county, from the Catholic schools in our county. We invite the principals to submit a nomination for one of their teachers that should maybe get this award, and we usually award 2 Catholic teachers in our community a Catholic Teacher Award of the Year. So we invite them, we invite all their friends, their family to come. This year we had it at Aroma Tasting Room, which is a beautiful venue. And we just had a great time with each other and really like celebrating our Catholic educators. They definitely don't get enough notoriety for everything that they're doing. So we're really excited to kind of have that as one of our key events of the year. And I guess I should also mention we have, so there's the Catholic Business Network of Northern Virginia is kind of the umbrella organization. There's several chapters, and the Prince William chapter is currently the most active chapter and the largest chapter. So it's really exciting. We're kind of doing a lot together in this chapter this year. But as a member, if you sign up, if you register to be a member, you're also you can also go to other events as well in other chapters when they host them as well. So there's a couple different kind of benefits to becoming a member and being, a part of this wonderful group. So
that leads to another point. Can you tell everybody the cost to join and the benefits they get from it? Are there member only events? Are there discounts for members? That kind of a thing.
Sure. Yeah. So there is, we are actually working on revamping the membership scale right now. I'm not sure if that'll be kind of released in the fall. That's the kind of CBN chapter. But currently I don't have the exact, I think the individual registration is around maybe $75 a year. I have the exact numbers on me at the moment. So something around there, and there's a couple of different levels. If you have, up to 3 members, up to 5, if you're a larger organization, and then a lot of that goes to kind of the Catholic education for the year to support them, and to the cost for the general organization. And then usually per event, we also do have a small cost. It kind of depends on the event. Some of our events we have for free, and some there's a small cost, about, anywhere from $20 to maybe $40 max. And that helps for the cost of the event, the space or the food or drink. And any extra goes directly to the chapter. So we can also host some free events, and we can pay for the teacher awards and things like that. So there is usually a cost for the events, but as a member, there is a discount for those events as well. And then, we're always looking for sponsorships as well. So sponsors for certain events, sponsors for the chapter, and that kind of, there's, benefits depending on the event and the chapter. Of course, we love to have you speak at our events if you're a sponsor, or, sometimes we do press releases, sometimes we do, your logo can be on our website and things like that. So lots of different, there's not a cut and dry answer to that, but there are lots of different opportunities to become a member, and lots of different benefits for being a member or being a sponsor. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there anything else I didn't ask that you think we need to mention?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just, I think it's just like the simplicity of the group is great. Like we have an event usually about every 4 to 6 weeks. And so, I just, I invite everybody to come out. And if anybody has any questions, we're all super approachable on the board, and we're always looking for others to join our board, or especially some of the committees. So always looking for other people to kind of help us out. It's an all volunteer organization. So really appreciate the community. It's a great community to be a part of. So.
Yeah, it really is. I joined, I think, after my first event, or maybe second. It was such a good group. I could not join. So, I want to echo what Jessica said about the event coming up on June 10th at Christendom. It's going to be a really good event, and also it's going to culminate with a trip to the winery. So if you are uncomfortable, joining a new group where you don't know anybody for the first time, there will be wine. So that should be your favorites.
Yep.
Obviously it's a good environment for people to, relax and get to know each other on a local level. So I think that's a great way to kind of end the, year. Also the meeting, is that scheduled for June 26th, that planning meeting?
I'd have to look at the calendar. I think you're correct on that.
So, Jessica had mentioned earlier, if you have any ideas for things you want to see, or if you want to get more involved, there's going to be a planning meeting on June 26th. But what I can do is I can put that in the comments to confirm with everybody. I believe June 26th, 2 to 5, something like that. But just
I would say if anyone's interested in joining us for that, just let me know directly or let one of the board members know, because it is more of a closed meeting in the sense of like we need to know how many people to reserve a space and things like that. So, but yeah, absolutely. We're looking for some great new ideas, whatever the group is interested in. So absolutely open to it.
Okay. All right. Well, Jessica, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you at Christendom in the winery in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
And,
exactly.
So thank you for your time, and have a good rest of your week.
Awesome. You too. Thank you so much, Jean.
Bye.
Bye.